get something good for a thumbnail again. I can't get far enough out to get the full name from the box. I'll kind of do what I can. Like that. Well, even if I had to, I could take a screenshot. Yeah, okay. Let's move this out. As always, Bandai's box art is on point. Just have to move my camera. Let me get the bottom of the desk, but also and in enough. Or if I align the bottom of my cardboard box, but the angle is weird. Straight on. Still going to be weird. I want the camera about this. I don't want to be bumping it with my head or anything, but it's probably going to happen. Watch this. Like this. That's a bit better. I'm in a bit. First, zooming manually could do a thing as well. I always make sure that the parts are there before I start. That way, if I need replacements, I can try and get them first. So, of course, I take off all of the runners. Let's bring me in, shall we? Hello, how are you doing? I'm Peanuts. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to this build of the Master Grade 1/100 scale Gundam Kyrios. Celestial beings. Faster. Mobile Suit Gundam for the first season of Mobile Suit Gundam 00. So, this one did feel like there was more plastic in the box than with the Dynamis. And that might be to be expected because it's got a bit complicated, but you know, the gimmicks for the transformation are more complicated than just articulation for Dynamis's sniping, at least in my opinion. But in any case, I wanted to start it off by showing some of the tools as well that I use for model building. So for manipulating small objects, but especially water slide decals, I have a set of angled tweezers, which is a cheap pair off of a seller of Amazon. It came with a straight one as well. You have some reverse tweezers here. So instead of being open by default, and then you squeeze them, they close. You squeeze these, they open. So they're good at holding things in place, as you can probably tell by the trace amounts of, or large amounts rather, of paint from Gundam paint markers that are on this. I use it usually when I'm painting smaller parts that are hard for me to hold in hand because my fingers are big and chubby. And this does the job of that. And hold parts in place and even hold it up. If I'm gluing things together as well, I can just put it in, set it down, and let it dry. Then I have this file, which I've used a lot. one of the sides is rounded, the other is flat, so that I can get in pretty much anywhere I want to go with this file. I also use this end to smooth out stickers, since it's not going to be all that rough. So I smooth them out when I place them in. And then of course I've got a really small screwdriver, which I can use for small stickers, just getting them off the sheet and out, because I am clumsy. And then of course, just an ordinary pair of baby nippers to get in and nip things. I've had these since I started the hobby in 2015. They've done the job. They're probably going to be blunt fairly soon, in which case, you know, a replacement pair might be good. Of course, the more you pay, the better the nippers you'll probably get, such as the God Hand nippers. This does it, but as you've seen in other videos, they do leave stress marks. So keep that in mind. Cheapo set of nippers, you're going to end up with stress marks pretty much no matter what. And of course, it's always a good thing to have some plastic cement on hand, just in case something breaks or you're having trouble putting something together. I use Tamiya extra thin cement because it's very easy to use. It's a brush applicator in the bottle. You apply it, you stick things together, and hope that it sticks together. Otherwise, you have to do multiple coats, and it generally works. You also have a normal one, which is, the way it works is it melts the two plastics together. The downside to that, of course, is that you're going to have it becoming less and less as the plastic gets eaten up, although it's not corrosive enough to do harm to your hands or skin or anything. It also may be useful to have Mark Setter and Mark Softer in order to blend stickers and markings more fully to your plastic model. I don't have them, which I think I have Setter, I don't have Softer. But I've tried it a few times. With water slides, I find they work fairly well just as they are. So, of course, here are our holographic plastic parts, and this is part for part exactly the same as the ones on Dynamis, I would think. And it makes sense because they're based on the same model, which is the Estrella. So let's start getting down to this. And as before, we will be starting with the GN drive unit and the chest unit, it says over here. I guess I could move my camera so that it's out of the way. The only downside is I have to try to do it in such a way that I won't block the lower down, I think. I think that gives more of an advantage. And as before with the master grade builds, hey look, it tells you exactly which parts you'll need for this. Which has always, I think, been to the advantage. So we need A, B, D, E, F, H1, I1, J1 and 2. And it says what color there are as well. The holographic parts and stickers B, which is this one. So I think it's going to ask us to use this again, which, unless I'm very much mistaken, because I tipped it for the same reason originally, would block out, but it does have the writing, the GN-003 celestial being Kyrios thing on it. So this is actually the back. The front has kind of well, it's still not transparent though, so I still think I'm going to skip it. So let's get those parts out. This is the A runner, of course, multi-colored. So you have the clear green parts, including the canopy for the shuttle mode. All these nice yellow parts, dark red parts, and clear plastic down here. So some of these may be familiar, others will not be. And these ones I think are the same as the others for the GN drive. Those are around the sides of the waist. The base, and we've got some clavicle parts, vents, and covers for things. And I think as before, we're going to see that you can use both either or for the covers there. So that is the A runner. I kind of divided them up. B runner, I believe this is one of them. Yeah, it says GN frame on it, indicating that this is common frame with Dynamis and likely also Virtue. So this has GN drive parts, chest parts, hands, some joints I'm seeing, as well as that waist bit with the drop down menu, drop down hips, and the stand adapter. Waist, all that. So that's B, and we're probably going to be using that first, so I will set it over here. We also need D, which is white parts. Those way. They were. So we get two of these, and they should be familiar because we've got some of the upper thigh, we've got these armors, the hand parts. All these things we've seen before on the Dynamis. And indeed, it says GN frame as opposed to Kyrios on these runners. Next, we have the E, which is gray. This one. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to pull out like that. So this one has some back parts. It's gray. So we have, that's probably back of the shuttle. Front skirts, probably some side skirting, and joints. Kind of all familiar stuff. Some of these are for the chest. And it says this is particular to the Kyrios. F, both are gray. H1. Which one did these are C, which I don't need. I see H1 though. So H1, this one, has the wing for the knee. Definitely recognize that. Some vents and other assorted armored parts. These look like they're for the sides of the head, which is probably why we're bringing it out soon. Although for the chest piece, not quite sure just yet, but we'll see shortly. Also, we've got our alia haptism, both standing and sitting. And that was H. I'm still looking for F and Oops. That's H2. We need any orange parts? Oh, we do. The I1 going to be a small one. Get it. Oh, this is I2. Is the big one I3? No, this is I1. Why does it look small? Is it zoomed out? Well, we can look at I1 and I2 together, because I2 is this part of it. So I1 shows us some vibrant orange armor parts that go on. So that's the back of the ring part. We've got shoulders, we've got, and I think those are skirtings, or maybe they're, I don't think they're part of the shoulder blades because the shoulders are white and gray. Keep that there and put this over here. I had this all neat and set up and then I ruined it. Our J parts, and since I have them I can show them. So J1 and J2 do look like they're different stuff. And go on for thrusters and things like that. And you can see that they're dark. And this one has the cockpit for the shuttle part of it. Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm sorry I'd be unable to read or pronounce your name, but welcome in any case. I am starting to build the master grade Kyrios. This one is J3. I don't need that yet. I did need J1 and J2. So this part is a small part of the J1 runner. Kids need J1 and J2. I'm going to put them here. I don't need C or J3. I'm still looking for I. These are K1 and 2. So you can see parts of the missile pods here and the gun. And double for this one. This one goes J3. I don't need that yet. B, don't need that. And I can show these are more armor parts for maybe shoulders and legs. Or that looks like shoulder to me. These are definitely legs. And I think these are part of the arm. This is F, which I do need. Okay, they both are. So these are also frame parts, but they're particular again to the Kyrios. And it says down here, not sure whether or not it will focus enough for you to be able to read it. And there you go. That would say Master Grade 1/100 Kyrios Gundam, probably. And there are two of these. So both frame parts. So all that is going to go into the joints part. And we do need those as well. So do we have everything here now? I do believe I got E, most of it. And I think that's E. No, that's H1. What is E? They're gray. Here's this one. Yeah, that's E. Okay, let's get started. I took out B and put it to the side here because I saw that the GN drive starts there. So it says to assemble while holding on to these parts from behind. I guess that way you don't lose them that much. And B3 and B4. They're these parts right here. I was holding that wrong. That already come off. That didn't feel like it snipped. And of course, these are exactly the same parts. This is exactly the same frame that we saw on the Dynamis. So they will work exactly the same as well. Oops. A little bit okay. Okay. And the notch here should go there. That way you can switch it on and off if you do have the LED. I don't, but you know, it's one more thing that you could get if you wanted to. Okay, I now need a 22. And of course, one of the parts that I got stuck with when assembling the Dynamis was trying to understand that part of this assembly also includes instructions for how to put the LED units in. And I think this is going to be the same as the Dynamis in the case that we had there. So it will tell us which parts are supposed to go where for that as well. But since I don't have any LED units to put in, I'm gonna have to skip those parts. I don't have to just hope that's in all the way. And kind of push at it with this. Seems okay. So this would be the LED unit itself. And they want green to be used in here, of course, because the eyes and the GN drive lights are green. So always follow the instructions when it comes to replacing the batteries for the LED unit. Do not stare at the LED lights, it may cause nausea, etc. I'm surprised it doesn't say may cause blindness. And it says to turn the switch to off before putting it in. Which parts of that? For the LED, this one I think should go this way, no? Because the switch is going to go to the back. That way you can switch it on and off easily, right? it would work anyway if I had it. Again, I do not. So one's B1A23 and E26 for that. And tightly fit the parts as far as they will go. E23. There's another clear part. The trick here would be keeping complete track of your parts, especially the clear ones. So it's absolutely no joke at all that one of my most frustrating builds was the RGXia because of clear part. And I need from E. Anything we saw before was one of the gray bits. F. I think it's on the bottom. Yeah. Here we go. Is that this wire? That wire is near the end. This wire. For my headphones. E26, this one. And I think we need more than just that for here. You need 27 to cap it off. That makes sense. And of course, this is a very different GN drive design compared to what we've seen before. I want to paint that before it goes in. Will it even matter that much on this one? I mean, I usually like to. That one isn't going that well right away. It's going to be dark. This one though. And this is one of my favorite colors to paint on. It's usually nice and bright. Of course, it's going on to a gray part too. Plus, I haven't used it in a while, so it won't exactly be keyed up. My hands are shaky. Side now. This is steadier. if that makes a difference at all in the presentation. Oh, I suspect that it won't. So it says that side with the tab, I go in first. And we're looking at this. It doesn't make any sense. The tab is down. Where's the tab supposed to be down? It's just showing which side goes in where, and we've got that part. Yes. Push. Let me try to be gentle with it. I think that's actually as far as it'll go. It's this part that got tricky on me last time. Not that I don't know where it should go, it's rather obvious. But it fell out and I nearly lost the part. Here we go. And then this would let's see. Got those notches here. And oh, wait. It does go that way. Oh, because the ports for them are there. Finger up top there and there. Line up, right? Oh, that came out anyway. Definitely harder to put in now. Oh, of course. So maybe, I think what I did before was that I held it in place because it popped out like that. Ah, I get it. So similar to the Dynamis, when it has its burst mode, you kind of push on it. So this would be its normal state. And then when you want to get it out, you kind of pull on here. And then you can see kind of in behind. But this is definitely a different drive housing design than what we see on Dynamis and Exia. And I think this design is also on the Virtue. Okay, so I think again, these things go to the top. Switch is down there. And that is the GN drive. We'll put that up there. Next we get the chest unit itself. We need E's and A's. And this is where that sticker comes in. So I skipped it on the Dynamis because I thought it would block things. As well, I think this is an opportunity to choose between one or the other. I mean, we could try putting the sticker on and seeing how it looks onto A24, but I don't think it would look good. Now, let's get out E first. E32, this one right here. So the process for the GN drive was the same, even though the back of the housing was different. Everything else is the same. And now I need A. Let's try the sticker. So it's A24. And do not cut on the sides notches, just in case. That's A24. Although, as I indicated before, I'm unlikely to actually use it. Why did I bury those? Here's that sticker we were looking at before, and it goes in the back. Kind of guessing as to top and bottom, although I haven't turned it actually. Tricky to center though. And it definitely blocks. Come on. It's sticking too much. I wanted to recenter it. Doesn't want to come off. I'm gonna stick it from the side first. See if that will straighten it out, although I don't. No, that's worse. Okay, let's try something else here. So, excepting for the part where I messed up the placement originally, this is how it's going to look, I suppose. So, kind of, but I don't plan on using it. Like I said before, it blocks the chest part. So I would prefer to use A2. Made you being this clear green part. Although, I guess if you really wanted to, you could switch them. It's just designed that way. But I'm just gonna have it go like that. But if I did decide to get an LED light, it would shine right through that. Well, now we got some holographic parts into play. Are we okay? Or my camera got stuck? Wanted to do that. I thought it would, yeah, definitely stuck my integrated. There we go. I fixed it. Camera so off. Nice holographic parts to distract you while I try to fix things and make sure that everything is fixed. Okay. Alright, I don't know why it just redetected my phone. But whatever. As long as things are working, I'm happy. So what are the ones that it wants me to use? D and E. So the markings are kind of hard to see. If they should be these ones, I think. This one, the only question is which one is which. This one is D. Oh, I did them flipped. We'll pull this off. I don't want to update Windows. Windows updates have been nothing but trouble recently. Although I suppose when Microsoft is pushing out one of their big updates again and not giving any options when that happens, and then it interferes with the gaming, well, then I roll back. Okay, here comes something different. I need the eye parts, according to down here. I must have hit my camera or something. That's a lot higher up. Whatever, I can move with it. I was what? Orange parts? In 15. So these two guys. I should start further out. Because I'm pretty sure these would mark. Gonna look like a cookie or one of the creamsicles. Better I just do it this way. 19. I've got in my hand is in this way. Oh, it's that front thing. Okay. I'll have a look later at what Windows wants to update. Unless it's something that I should share. I don't know. That whole thing about Windows 11 only working on more powerful computers, kind of a weird way to go. Especially since Microsoft has one of the most used operating systems in the world. You'd think they'd want to make it so that anyone can use it. But no, they want to direct people towards getting more powerful computers. But it's not going to be worth it. Just for that. If your computer is on the way out anyway, there's that. But if it's not, then there's no reason. And I-110. Top one? That goes on the top. I-1... Oh, this one? Kind of like a hood. I think these gates will be hidden. As for the one on the top, not hidden. No, I wanted those closed anyway. And then this one is supposed to go on like this. That. And then we need to do the same thing we did with the chest piece on the diamonds. Now these keeps on falling out. It's not sticking as well as it did on the Dynamis for some reason. No. It's not backed in yet. So let's fix that, shall we? E33. The only part from E that I need right now. This part. It's the part that's the part that rotates sits on. And H116 is the setting version of Hallelujah. I think it was over here. I'm gonna cut his leg. Well, I need H for anything else at the moment. Put it back under stuff. And I've got wires tangling and everything. And he should fit in here. Just like that. And then I need to get a bunch of B parts. I hope when I put the hatch on this time, it doesn't press out and break like the last time. Let's get B30 first. We need 17 and 15. In here. Oh, maybe what happened with the update was because I didn't do it the maximum amount of time, so that theoretically I should be able to reactivate the delay. So it's decided that it is time. But I should be able to delay it again. Now, what's it going to show me anyway? Cumulative updates and Logitech image? What is that? Let's see if I can pause it again. It may take a while to load. It's continue as it does. Let's see. This. I believe that's the right way. I think. Yeah. Should be. And this goes like this and like that. For the neck. Looks like Windows Update is taking forever to go into advanced options. Basically stuck. I'll do that later. I don't have to do that right this second. And then this there and goes that far. And this. And it goes on. It fixed the issue with the holographic parts popping out. So, make sure that it's right in. It doesn't seem right. Although, how much further is it going to go? Right? Is that even in straight? Didn't seem like it was. I don't want to have to pull that back every time. And then these stuff again. This was the beat. Okay, so I need 6. What part was this again? Going in the back. Again, it's a common waste part that was in the Dynamis. In 19. The close one. $19 goes on this side, and 27 closes it up. I definitely keep on locking my camera if it keeps on going off like this. Alright. Could be down here, but it's up there now. shouldn't be wandering like that. That's right. This one. I'm gonna get one chance. Don't want to screw it up. I don't remember these things being there. Must have been. Push on the neck. I don't know if I'm all the way in. Okay, get a look in behind. Oh yeah, that's all the way in. And now for the shoulder joints. B and E. M21. I'm going to stick them on the right side so I don't end up mixing them up. Hello, Sammy with Trains and Ships. Welcome and good morning. I am currently building the Master Grade 1/100 scale Gundam Kyrios from Mobile Suit Gundam 00, the first season. Let's see. And 25 will go on the other side. And then I need 2 E parts as well. B31 I may as well cut out now. It's a back column. Well, part of it. Obviously something will cover that. Cool, thank you. And those don't require B's. But I do need E. For this one, E? Yes. Got the one that I wanted. Go. Cool. 23 and 22. See, this time it didn't go up. Today's forecast. 8 degrees for 18. Low. Partly cloudy. Sometimes it can be annoying though getting notifications. That It sends from my phone to my watch. 23, there it is. And goes this side. I was going to almost say that these parts were common, but they're not. Obviously, we've got some Dynamis only parts on this runner. Or Kyrios parts. Dynamis had some other parts for its shoulders and back. So let's put those together. And on the way. And then this one. Oops. Oh, switching hands isn't such a bad thing. It makes things easier for me if I know more what I'm trying to do here. This way. They're in such close quarters from each other that it makes it more difficult for me to be able to handle the parts. They're not all that small, especially compared to the 1/144th scale, but for me, you know, as clumsy as I am, it definitely feels like they're small. These go into color like that. Go that wider. It kind of looks weird, yeah? Like this. And match it up with the picture there. Or here too. These out. It does look more correct. Also kind of hard to tell. Let's go this way. You'll kind of be able to tell more when you put it in. This. No, come on. Side not going in? Gonna be trouble. Again, there we go. Salvaged it. Very carefully altered the part's trajectory a bit. I'll make sure everything is tight there, and then I can turn it on back straps. Oh, is that all it does? This one is going... Oh, that's the same way. And then the shoulder parts go on. These are supposed to open and close. Think of a jet fighter. .36 and 34 on the bottom. Where are they? Here? Okay. Before was on top of that. And that goes in the bottom. Line 37 for the top. Even on the runner, the one that goes on the top is more... Yes, it's lowered down because we take the orientation of the letter, which is sideways here. It's still lower down. These are the ones that go on the bottom, and they were set higher up. And then as for DFI, no, those aren't F, those are, yeah, they are. Those are F. They're not holographic parts. Not yet. See, that goes down. Just go on like this. Right. That. It felt like it was wrong. Okay, this one. Ah. Vents definitely make it look more like an aircraft. Whereas that's how to extend it. D. And it's before it's one of the smaller white parts. One from each runner. And I won't need that for a while. I could stand to put my fan on. These are the same parts, so it doesn't matter which one goes in where. And that's the front of where the clavicles mount to. It doesn't quite look right down like that. But that's as tight as I can fit those. That aside for now, and go to here. This is I-112 with 2 pieces of F. F was gray, I1 was orange. I don't need I1, I need these are F. Let's get the I1 piece first, since it's bigger. And also the part that they attach to. Is one? Yeah. Little piece of plastic wrap fell on my floor. Didn't really matter that. And I won't need that for a bit. Again, simple technique to reduce the size of your nub marks so there's less cleanup is to cut further away from the part first and then cut again afterwards. And as you can see, there's less nub marks because of that, because I did that. Now I need 2 F-17s. Oh, these are the flap things that go over the drive. And then what's for the big one? Doing that yet? Other F runner. F more for this side, but I will need E. Let's put these on. That can't be right. This. Because they bend backwards. Yeah. It does help having some idea of what you're building here. So the fact that I built the dynamis first does give me some idea of what to expect next. Here. So I can anticipate what the next thing might be. And even though I built other Gundam from 00, including the 00 itself, the master grade build is definitely a different experience from high grade. It's much, much more refined. This one wants to go... Oh, it goes into the bottom. It's supposed to go down, right? That's about right. So it does say tightly fit the parts as far as it go. And that seems to be as far as it will go. And this goes on to the back here. And try to make sure that I line those up properly. And when I push it in, it goes in, right? Now, there might be an issue where if you wanted to customize with painting and whatnot, taking something apart that's together like this, especially if you leave it for a time and then the parts cold fuse together, that's almost guaranteed to damage parts. What you can do if you're going to take things apart later in order to customize is cut pegs at an angle to make them easier to remove later. You could also customize as you're building too, but it's better to have an idea of how things go together, how they fit. So if you're spray painting, you spray paint the parts that would only look good that certain way. By the way, you see the pilot finger inside the cockpit there. So that is a bit different from the way Lock-on Stratos was. Although it does seem like he's a bit slanted in there. It's not something that anyone's going to be paying attention to. And I also can't get him out to fix him. Maybe I could... I don't want to too much. It's in there anyway. So we're down here. I need A and I 114. A12. E. A12 is... Oh, it's event. Are we doing one at a time? Like that. And the I1, the orange. 14, 16, which I'm touching. Back? Yeah, at the back. Okay. And it doesn't point to which one has to go on first or whatever. I'll just put them right, put them on. Someone once pointed out that the color scheme, most especially on Kyrios and Gun Archer, reminds of a creamsicle. And even on this one I can kind of see that. So that's one vent. I should move the nubs out. Question is, where did I put that other chess piece? Yeah, they were one at a time this time. Interesting. Not supposed to lock in. No wonder it's getting knocked around, though. Building on what? That's a bit more risky, cutting off like that. Only pushing up again. The wires really want to get cut up, huh? I do have to admit that at first I was putting all of the used up runners and other plastic stuff directly into the garbage, which of course contributes to waste, which no one wants. But more recently, I decided to try putting them into the recycling instead. And well, the city seemed to accept that, so I've been putting the used up plastic in the recycling ever since. And hopefully it actually does get recycled rather than, just adding one step of sorting. Did I have it upside down? Because that didn't feel like it was going in right. Direction looks right. Also be, I guess not. What was I getting mixed up with? In fact, I probably flipped it around twice. Or it's because it wasn't going in all the way. That's what was bothering me. I knew there was a reason it didn't look right. And this one isn't in all the way. Angle this is on. I can it. Maybe I'll fit on the smaller side first, although it's supposed to go on even. The other side went on just fine. Maybe there's part of a nub in the way. Let's see. That one shouldn't interfere. That it's in right. Out went in just fine. Something on the bottom, maybe? When I put in the top, it came out. If I Even if I force it, it comes back up. Oops. What if I mess with the inside of it? I don't see what it could. Usually if there's something preventing a part from going on right, you can see something sticking out. Be on this too. I don't see what. Something is still getting in the way. And on the side, kind of looking underneath here. And probably wasn't supposed to cut that. Still can't figure out why that's not going in smoothly. I'm gonna have to glue that down. It might not even stay. It's not going all the way. Even when I'm forcing it. It's just as much. Not getting any clues from this side either. Also can't swap them around because they're shaped different. See, that just goes on. Oops. Back the other side. Oh, I don't expect that to help either. Still won't go. I've looked all kinds of ways into this, both sides of this. I think that's enough. Could try checking that out and glue or something. So I'm not supposed to do this. Just trying to make it fit more snugly. And it's still not working. That's just effective. Is what it is. Not fit closely on the side either. Maybe I'll glue. Doesn't normally happen. Wait, did I take the one that was empty? This one is empty. Give me a minute. Didn't actually matter when I grabbed it because of course I wasn't going to have to use it, but now that I am, I can get this to stick. Of course, now that glue is involved, can't get the right angle to do it. This is one of those cases where I wish I had a third arm or something to be able to stick things together and make it stay in. As you can see, the glue is my last resort. After all that attempted modifications, try and make it stick. Here I can use this. Wish I would hold it close. I need it to hold here, and it may not go wide enough. There we go. Of course, I still need to work with the part. So I'll probably try that again later. So what are we doing here? We need the clavicles in the front hatch, I guess. No, that's not the hatch yet. I'm willing to make some compromises to try to make things work. And if they still don't, I still want the thing to be able to look good and everything. 118. Do these guys? What am I supposed to do? I drifted out too. It's not going to work. And it's still coming off. Behind so I can push it down. Or do I need super glue rather than plastic cement? And try sticking that later. Right now, we have other parts to be concerned with. This one's hatch is a bit simpler than Dynamis's. It just pops up like that. I guess I don't have to worry too much about the hinge there. It's just part of the arm that I am concerned with. The fins, clavicles. Yeah. I looked at these and thought, are those not them? No, it's these smaller ones over here. Better to be moving on from an issue if you can. So I would have liked to have resolved it properly. And next we'll require 19 and 18, which are these guys. Left. 18 on the right. Clavicle pieces go here. Whatever I can put on, I will. And these are supposed to snap on securely. Oh wait, they go down here. Obviously, that's why those sticks are there. And that's not going on straight. Force it. And those parts go. Wait. I put them on backwards. I put them on backwards. As you can see, that's easy enough to fix once I caught that mistake. There we go. And they go on easily. Interesting to note, though, that they can go on that way. So, it is forcing the plastic, which you're not supposed to do anyway. E121 is this guy here. I'm gonna watch the parts orientation as I go. Not easy. I mean, my orientation on the camera. What? Am I still logged on to Teams? Wait. Oh, I didn't restart it on my computer. It's on my phone. Wait. Now part goes up. There we go. Now GN drive goes in. It's closed. There's nothing that goes on. Oh, it's for the fin. Gotcha. New part. New cool part coming. The J's. Me. Look at that. F E. Huh? This is J1. It just says J though. Maybe, do they continue? Yeah, they do. So, the numbers from J1 and J2 continue off one each other, so the higher numbers are going to be on here on J2, right? Definitely going to cut further away in these darker parts. Back. D2, which is this one. There's J19 that goes together there. And at the bottom. I don't feel very hollow and light though. I guess that's just yeah. J15 also gets used. Looks like a small gates. Actually, so does this one. And that is the result. Let's take off nubs and then we'll go to the E. Only reason I use my finger on top is to prevent the nub from going flying elsewhere where I will have trouble finding it later. Or maybe I'll find it with a vacuum. Is there one in the back there? No. Okay. I want to finish the torso and also do the head unit before I end this stream. So I want to go a bit longer than I did originally when I did Dynamis. I'll squish that together more when I get to that part. Oh, look at these parts. It's rather more substantial looking than I thought it would be from the manual itself. This one. Nearly lost that. $29. More like a seat, but with the scale, it's wrong for a seat. Definitely not one. And 19. This is that last latch, I guess. And 17 to stick on the cockpit part. A few adapters here too. We need A for this as well. This is where the big fins come in. Also, this guy. It's small. Be able to get that with minimal stress. When it comes to cockpit details, I usually tend to paint silver and under the canopy. I'm not sure it will work well in this case. Right, that just goes in. Okay. It doesn't look like it fits. That's the wrong part, isn't it? Oh, it flips. Goes like that. It's supposed to go on first. Oh, got to take off the nub. And see, the narrow ones go out. These ones go in. Is there a direction? Yes. And this can go on. It goes down here. Then this. Okay. So there is, looks like an order here. Although I can put this on now. Let's see, the curve part goes this way. Goes down on here. Let's bring in this. It wants me to build more of the canopy here. First, he should go in. And that part goes down. And I have to click in. Kind of an update. Let's clean that up. This one is fine. That in, and it makes it look like ears. Let's see if that works properly. In, and it won't fall out. I don't know. It's not really staying up, is it? That's the best I can do. And this goes on. Just on. What about that though? That's not... The front isn't really closing that way. It says to lower it down onto it, but where's that supposed to go? What? Oh, second. Right. Good. Marking the plastic. It's not really, definitely not going to go in like that. Are you sure this doesn't go down first? Oh, it just does go in. Ah. That's smooth. Now this one is supposed to go into the first. No, it goes into here. It goes that way and not the other way. Because it's a claw, so it does go this way. Okay. And this whole thing want to go down on top of that. On top of this. And then it can tilt down there. But for now, let's get this on first. And that goes on here. That. And then that goes to that. All for the sake of a transformation where it would go down like that. And of course, not all of it is here. And that's definitely not sticking up. But I don't know if I could remove it well without it damaging anything. That would go. Ooh. Is there a... There's a tab in the bottom thing. Oh. A tab here. I'm really focusing on it, but tab there. And a hole there. So if I get this right, it did tab into itself. And that will make it stick there forever. I could make this part stick forever. Not really sure what the issue is still. But it's definitely not the way it's supposed to be. I can get a hit on my head. I could just get it to stick like this and then dry, and it would be good. I don't have anything that can hold it exactly like this until it dries. I'll try different way then. So for the head though, move it aside until my camera's out of the way. Need A, E, H1, the holographics, and the stickers. Probably just the eyes. So it's not going to require a whole lot of parts. It only requires 3 runners total. But then again, that is the head. So I will set the body aside for now. Even though this part is bound to drift now, I'll look into that again later. A, E, and H1 are the only ones that I need. One being white runner. I think it doesn't clear. Again, I was looking at head stuff before. The SH1? Yeah. I won't need the others for the rest of the stream because I'm going to pop after I do the head. Makes things much simpler if I only have to have the runners in front of me like this. Aside, since they would otherwise be distracting. Lots of little bitty plastic parts. So for the head unit, age 25, 20, and age 18 goes over the top. The mask, we know exactly what we're doing here, don't we? Actually, no, we don't, because all the heads are different. A25. Probably a clear part. Yeah. This one. Well, parts 2 and 1, I guess. Oh, 2 is a foil sticker. I'm definitely going to use my screwdriver. So that probably means that a clear green part will go in front of it. I need to get the right orientation on this. Or it will not be good. Not that you can really see all that much. It's a foil sticker on top of a clear piece. And then that line sticker will also go on here. To see on a clear piece whether you've got the correct placement here. That's not even. I get underneath here to fix it. Did it fold under? No, it didn't. Good. I should try from the center instead. I think I did almost the same thing. It's hard to tell though. I think that's more centered. And I'd much rather try to drag a sticker across a piece than I would remove it entirely. Because every time you remove a sticker, it loses some adhesiveness. If you can drag it across instead, it may retain more. That's hopefully correct. This guy's got a big goatee. Goes on top like this. And then I need H118. I need this, at least for now. H118. Where are you? Face mask. And perhaps you're thinking how cool it would be to have a face mask in the shape of one of the Gundam ones. Well, I think some online shops actually do that, where someone has the 3D print models. Doesn't look like it's done all the way. This does not come apart. It's such a small collection of. Okay, that should be that one. Right. And so we've got another fin, not so small actually. And if we take this standing figure of Hallelujah as our scale, this is taller than a person. Like head and shoulders above. '21 and 20. Oh, those are E. That's why they didn't look right. Need just the frame for the head first before we can put on the armor for them. And of course, this is going to involve some clear parts and maybe some stickers too. I hope there are stickers underneath to make it shiny. Oh, that's not a nub, that's a vent. been most unfortunate if I had that thinking that it was. So this... it just goes over there. The thing for it is so inobtrusive that it's easy to miss. Right. Looks like that might be right. More fins than I realized on Kyrios. So we need B and C from the Holographic Seals team. I'll do one at a time because they're so small. Let's see. This? It doesn't make any sense. It should stick in. Maybe they do. Oh, come on. It's a small piece. You're not supposed to be a pain like the RGX here, you know? Maybe I should have stuck in that one first. It doesn't say to, but kind of makes sense. Oh, come on. Came out. Did that go in? That went in. Okay. And hopefully it won't move from there. Look at the other side. And I have to put all this stuff around in the armor. I hope it doesn't pop out. Hopefully the fact that it's bent first means that it will be essentially taut until it can be covered. This is really small. Good. A's. So again, what I'm looking at here is 5 and 26. So here is 5 and 26 is here. And 4 and 20s. Again. So you can do both, but I am going to do just the clear green. Of course, if you wanted to make the parts into clear, or you could use it clear in order to customize in whatever color you wanted for the clear parts. So that's possible too. It's a good option for customization, actually. So I don't know if it works after the fact so much. Plus, I hadn't really thought of it until just then. But as you can see, no stickers go there. No stickers go there. And there's no light piping either. And what if I was to take my silver marker, this works because it usually comes out thin to start. Thin and watery, like it's doing right now. And if that catches the light, it's going to look significantly better. And that's more proper. Maybe. It's really hard to tell. But okay. This one goes on to this side. This guy has ears or something, doesn't he? Okay, that sticks it. And 28 with a sticker on it. Which sticker is that? Is it this black one? It's the black one. Let's spruce it up a bit. Be careful not to catch holographic parts. Yeah. 28, which is a clear part, I think. Yeah. Let's put on like that. It's really hard to tell because it's such a tiny part. It was focusing. Oh. A tiny part. bit color on the inside. Again, it being so small, it's going to be tricky to do. I can't even really handle it properly. Right way. I don't want it to come out of this and go flying. And it goes flying in again. And then that comes out. Now, just before I go back in, yeah. What am I going to do about the missing 28? It's not like there's a spare piece. And it's all thing. I didn't even see where it is. Put it in. Pretty sure it went onto the floor somewhere. Which, of course, is of no help at all. Give me a second to see if I can quickly find it. That's what I said. Not like, watching back my replay is going to help me be able to find it. It's definitely not up here somewhere. But I will find it later and wonder subsequently what it was from. No. I'm going to have to continue without that. It's too small for me to locate. What I can do is I can attach these more loosely, just in case I do end up finding it. And goes on this side. Now just like this. I'm going to pay more attention to the direction that this piece goes on. Because on the Dynamis I put it on the wrong way, and then it became impossible to use its the head-mounted sniper sight. Beefing on this guy is much blunter than on most others. So they had no reason to put on safety flags, which pretty much every modeler will then chop off. May end up finding that piece. Of course, I will add it back on. And really just a silver sticker up there. It definitely seems like it's wrong to have a hole like that there. But I can't do anything about it until I find the piece later on. And inevitably it will happen, and I will not be pleased. In the meantime, I'm just going to do that. Now, why was that silver and not colored, though? And there's no piece that goes in front of that? Nothing. I don't see anything there. Just the V-fin. Apparently that's the head done. It's not so bad. Oh, Kyrios as it stands right now. Or it doesn't stand because I didn't get to the legs yet. That will be later. But it's got the same tilt forward part as the Dynamis, being that that is the same part that's on it. So even before you move the neck, well, not going to really go that far because of the goatee being in the way so much. So yeah, that's really not going to get anywhere, but it can. Up, down, or tilt down like that, which it probably will do for the transformation anyway. Back like that. Just focus on the gimmicks right now and not the articulation. So this fin here can go down like that. So it would glide with the color there. Probably usually up like that. You've got these front things here. So these would open up if it's releasing more power, I'm guessing. Goes back up. That doesn't move. You've got the clavicle antennae, just like on all the others of this generation of mobile suit. The same shoulder thing, and even the same kind of waist. Well, and I guess this doesn't really go forward. Uh-oh. It just fell out. Put that in. And there's so much else in the way. And stick it to something, then it could go on. I don't want to take everything apart to be able to get back. Oh, there we go. That was easy enough. Yeah, seems to be sticking. I hope I don't need to glue that in, but I will if I have to. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out whether or not the waist would allow it to go forward the way that Dynamis does. I don't know that it has it anymore. It's probably a good thing too, because the transformation would kind of prevent that. Then you've got these things at the back. So unlatch that. This. Or does it have to go like this? I'm tilting the head forward. And aligning the fin thing doesn't seem to be very easy. There we go. If it goes down like that, doesn't exactly hide the head, though, does it? You can probably tilt that a bit. And of course, it is missing most of the rest of the plane, but you kind of start to get the idea. So with the GN drive in the middle, that's going to be covered by some other stuff. So, of course, this can go up and down. Part of the tail. And I think... Does the missile container attach to that? Anyway, you've got these three claws in here. So they open up like that. And then for burst mode, oops, that take out the entire thing. For burst mode, that comes back that much. Again, like I said before, it's a bit of a different design on the housing for the end drive than what we saw before on Dynamis and Exia, which are more conical. Down, down, down. There it is. Now it's latched again. Nope. It'd be kind of weird though if the chest is down like this for the flight mode. You want more for it to be facing forwards, but I guess that's the way it is, unless things turn. But I don't think it does. Because this isn't going to go forward that much. It's not going to go forward like that. It just doesn't. But yeah, that's so far what we have for Kyrios. For the head and torso. And I will continue on next time. And next time is the arm units down here. And hopefully I can find that other part that can fly before I vacuum. So this is the other part that would go for the chest. I'm not sure that it would make that much difference right now, but I also don't have any LED units. So I guess that will about do here. And bring it to a close, also by choosing someone to raid. So, thank you for joining me today, whether you did so live or watching as a VOD later on. If you like what you saw, of course, I do have more VODs on my YouTube and on my Twitch. You will find other live builds, speed build videos, reviews of items and models. You will find gameplay videos and others. I always said things. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can like, comment below what you thought, subscribe, and ring that bell. If you're watching me on my Twitch, you can leave me a follow. You will get notifications when I go live. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter. Now I will choose who to raid. Let's raid Tiffany Witcher again. So thank you all for watching. Until the next stream, video, or whatever, please do stay safe, stay healthy, and be excellent to one another. I like to try to open them first before I go to the raid, because otherwise things are going to be a little bit. Desktop audio for that. It's an advertisement, but in any case, thanks again for watching, and until the next stream, video, whatever, please do stay safe, stay healthy, and be excellent to one another. Bye-bye.